Breathe in, hold tight, chest out, squat down, tight, 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 tight. Get to the right depth. Hey guys, Miles from Milesfit. Today I want to go over the big exercise that everybody's trying to do and most people are not doing correctly, the barbell squat, okay? The barbell squat is a phenomenal exercise for not only developing your legs, which is the main muscle involved in the squat movement, but also for developing your posture and your core, all right? The squat is really the king of leg exercises, and everyone in every program does some kind of squat, but if you want to take your squat to the next level, the barbell squat is the squat you want to add because you can add more weight to the squat without having to hold heavy weights with your hands fatiguing or hold a heavy weight in front like a dumbbell or kettlebell with, again, your postural muscles fatiguing. So the first thing I want to talk about with the squat is the setup of the bar on your upper back. This is huge. So many people when they squat, they say, the bar, it hurts my neck, it hurts my back. So you have to understand how to properly set up the bar for you. And one of the biggest determining factors is your shoulder flexibility. A lot of people cannot get their hands far enough behind. And if this is you, you're going to have to take a wider positioning of the hands to be able to set up properly with the bar on your back. Now, let's say you're one of these people, you cannot get a closer grip on the bar and you have to go wider. Yes, you can squat with a wider hand position, but don't forget, if you have flexibility issues with your chest, that's something you additionally need to work on in some part of your workout to improve your posture. Just because I can get away doing a squat with a wide hand position and do the movement doesn't mean I should neglect also working on my flexibility to be able to do it with a closer hand position. So with that being the case, I'm going to show you how to set up here with my hands on the bar. For somebody who's quite tight in the shoulders, taking a wider hand position, usually a middle finger on the line with about 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches from the end is where you want to put the hands, okay? Now a little trick that you can do as well, if you have issues with your flexibility, you can place your thumbs on top of the bar. Now you might be wondering, what difference does that make? Well, when my thumbs are down, there's a little bit more internal rotation, but if I have problems with internal rotation, I can put my thumbs on top, which opens up the shoulder joint a little bit. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to push the bar up against the rack. I'm going to step under the bar and find a comfortable position on my shoulders where the bar is going to rest. So I'm going to step under the bar, I'm going to overstep, I'm going to find that meaty part of the upper back, and this is where you want to have the bar. Now if you notice, my elbows are up, my shoulders are squeezed together, my butt is out, my chest is up. Now I'm in a position to be able to take off the bar and set up. This is called a lower bar position. The bar is lower, it's resting on my posterior delts. Okay, so this is one setup position. Now I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to show you a secondary position with a closer hand position. So I'm actually going to put my hands on the bar, a little bit more close. I'm going to step under the bar, again overstepping, find the upper part of my traps, and then now I have a second position, okay? This actually for me is more comfortable. Everybody's different, but a lot of people don't have the flexibility to do this. Either or is perfectly fine. So I'm going to put the bar back. So really at the end of the day, there's a wider hand position and there's a closer hand position, and the hand position really depends on your flexibility and your comfort zone. For a lot of people that have those flexibility issues, the wider grip with the lower bar position will be better. For other people, the closer grip with the higher bar position will be better. It's a question of preference. Having said that though, as a general rule of mechanics and physics, if the bar is lower, it's going to cause you to bend forward more, which will engage more of your glutes, lower back, and hamstring. Whereas if the bar is higher, up on the upper trapezius, you're going to be able to stay more upright and engage more your quadriceps. So one of the key things to remember here is that bar position actually determines and dictates the muscles that are recruited for the movement. So not all squats are created equal. very important to realize, there's not one squat. There are many variations and permutations of the squat that you can do. You can vary your foot positioning. You can have a close stance. You can have a medium stance. You can have a wide stance. You can turn your toes out. You can do all kinds of stuff with your feet. You can raise your heels if you have ankle flexibility issues by simply lifting the heels up like this. This would be for someone that has, again, ankle mobility issues and flexibility issues with their calves. This allows you to stay a little bit more upright. So there are many different ways that you can actually do the squat and adapt it to what your needs are, what your posture is, what your goals are, okay? That'll all depend, like I said, on what you're trying to achieve, but the key take-home message is here: you can have a wide grip, you can have a close grip, you can have a medium stance, short stance, wide stance, heels elevated. There are many different ways to vary the squat based on your needs, goals, and objectives. So, now, having gone over some of those key things, I'm going to show you the basic technique for the squat. I will show you a depth that's not too low, but it's low enough to properly recruit all of the leg musculature. So I'm going to set up for the squat and show you the base technique. For the demonstration of the squat, I'm going to use a closer hand position. So I'm going to set up over here. I'm going to step under the bar. Find that meaty part of the upper back, not on the neck. Elbows down, stand up. I'm going to set up with a medium stance. Okay, and what I'm going to do here, chest out, lower back arched. I'm going to squat down, pushing my knees out, staying nice and tall, coming down to a good comfortable depth, chest up, chin tucked, and pushing on the way up. Now, with regards to the breathing, the basic breathing you want to do, you're going to breathe in, stay tight, go down, staying tight, find the right depth, exhale, stand up. Now if you notice, I made a sound with my breathing. There's a reason for that. If I exhale, my body relaxes. But if I exhale, you'll see your abdominal muscles tighten up. So you can try that right now. You can exhale, you'll relax, or exhale, and you'll see your abs tighten up. How you breathe plays a key and pivotal role when you're doing the squat. It's not just about going through the motion, it's about understanding the mechanics, and it's about understanding the breathing as well. So I'll demonstrate. I'm going to breathe in, hold tight, chest out, squat down, tight. Get to the right depth. Push the ground away, stand up strong. Okay, breathe in, chest out, back arched, butt out, tight, drop down, stand up. Now when I'm done, the movement's not over until I rack it. I'm going to lean forward, double tap it, put it back down. So that's a standard and basic squat. As you can see, I have good technique, good alignment, good depth. Everything was done properly. That's how you have to train. It's not about how much you lift, it's about how you lift. I always harp on this concept. Technique is number one. When you have good technique, you're safe. When you're safe, you can focus. When you can focus, you can get stronger by doing the movement correctly. Now I'm going to show you a second version of the squat with a wider hand positioning, a lower bar positioning, and a wider stance. And you'll see that the mechanics from the side are much different than an upright squat. So again, I'm going to set up for the squat. Wider hand position, thumbs on top. I'm going to step under the bar, get it on the meaty part of the posterior delts. Stand up, step back. I'm going to take a wider stance. And what I'm going to do for this variation, okay, keeping my elbows up, shoulder blades tight, I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to push my hips back, kind of like what's called a good morning. And I'm going to squat down, pushing my hips back further, knees out. Standing up. So I breathe in, chest out, butt out, back arched. Push my hips back, let my hips go back. Get down. One more time, breathe in. Sit up, push back, back. More glutes, hamstrings. Same thing, walk it in, double tap. Put it back. So both of those were squats but both of them recruited different musculature. The more upright squat with more bend in the knee is going to be more of a quad dominant squat. For a wider positioned hand position, lower bar position, wider stance, I'm going to get more glutes, hamstrings, lower back. Both a squat, but different outcomes depending on my biomechanics. So those are the squats. Those are the two key variations of the squat with regards to a high bar squat and a low bar squat. And you saw both a medium stance as well as a wide stance. Those are kind of your real basics when it comes to squatting. Now, again, a good idea when you squat is to have a coach or somebody look at you to make sure you're doing these things correctly. If you have a mirror, it's a useful tool, but looking sideways in the mirror and twisting your neck to see how your posture lines up is not the most ideal way to be able to figure out if you're doing it correctly. So getting a coach, someone to look at your technique, give you those pointers, give you those cues, make sure you're doing it right, that's really a huge part of training, ensuring that you have that right technique. So guys, I hope those tips for the squat really served you well, and I hope you can take that to your next workout for your squat and improve your movement, do things better, and get better results. Guys, Miles from Miles Fit, thanks for watching. I will catch you next time.